4, 3, 2, 1. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I am solo today. I'm kind of liking this 1 week off, 1 week on situation. So I think I might be doing that just to get like stuff. And I've been trying so hard to get more content to put on the channel, so I have more stuff coming out every time than just the podcast like once every 2 weeks. But I'm having trouble with software and hardware. Majorly, my GPU can't do anything. And I don't know if you guys are into the computer world, you know the whole situation with GPUs is hard to get anything with a good GPU right now. You have to settle for like one of the older generations, not as strong GPUs, which I don't want to get. So I'm just basically waiting for the prices of GPUs to come back to normal. If not, I don't know. I might, if things keep on going good within the crypto world, I might just pull the trigger on like a mid-range $700, $800 GPU. I don't know, but then because that will really help me with the situation that I'm in, and I could build a system that could do the stuff that I want to do. But that's my situation right now. And well, actually, you know what, guys? I'm not actually really doing this solo. I actually have somewhat of a co-host, just somebody to kind of like help put in his feedback here once in a while. I want to introduce you to Spider Gabe. Say what's up, Spider Gabe. Okay, then. Kind of weird guy, but what can you do? Okay, but let's get into the things that we want to talk about, or I want to talk about today. And it was kind of a good thing that I waited a whole week to get to this point, because I've just accumulated all of this stuff that I want to kind of get into and talk about. And plus, oh my God, like it's been a good week to be a geek in certain worlds. Because there's, I mean, movie trailer, video games, and wrestling. And I think I want to start off on wrestling. Now, before I even get into the whole thing of what I really want to talk about, I kind of want to explain the fandom of wrestling, or at least just for me. Wrestling to me is like almost like Star Wars, is how Star Wars is also for me. As you know, if you've kind of followed me or talked to me or gotten to know me, Star Wars is important to me because it kind of raised me. Like it was basically there. You could even say that maybe Star Wars is my mom and wrestling is my dad. Like it's both the same thing. Like I grew up kind of like TV was basically my babysitter, you know, like if they didn't want to deal with my crazy, because I was just a hyper ass child. My parents were always working. So to kind of calm me down or not have me get into a lot of trouble or whatever, threw me down in front of the TV, and it will just, I will watch it and it will watch me for I don't know how long it could keep my attention, right? Wrestling was kind of one of the things that kind of just held my attention for a long time. And I get wrapped up in the storylines, I get wrapped up in the characters and everything like that. And yeah, now I have this kind of like love and hate relationship with wrestling, because in the beginning, you know, there was like characters like the Rockers, the Demolition Men, the Road Warriors and stuff like that. and this was all like WWE, or back then it was called WWF. And the thing was, back then they kind of knew what they were doing, but I don't know if any of you guys follow WWE now. I mean, they're still kind of fun to watch here and then and stuff like that, but the way they do their writing is annoying to me. Like, they are so out of touch with their fan base. They ruin characters. They make up silly, out of this world characters. Like, who would be interested in that? They break up good teams all the times. One of the most heartbreaking team breakups I've ever had, for me at least, was the Rockers. Because I was a fan of the Rockers. I mean, although you don't get Shawn Michaels without breaking up the Rockers. I know. And Shawn Michaels was kind of fun when, because you get the whole, you needed that stuff to happen to end up at DX, which DX was kind of fun to watch too. But nonetheless, it was still heartbreaking when Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels broke up, because they were my team back then. Those guys were my team, and then broken to pieces. You know what I'm saying? But so that era was fun to watch, and then the Attitude Era was kind of okay to watch. I mean, a lot of people put high praise on the Attitude era, but to me, really, that was kind of like the kind of like stale area of WWE wrestling, because at that time you had WCW with the NWO and everything like that. And I felt like, there was more to watch over there, because it was just more crazier and wilder over there. And then also there was more interesting characters being developed and stuff like that over there, which kind of actually didn't go anywhere because WCW kind of like fell off. They were doing so well at beating WWE. I think they kind of grew a big head and kind of just jumped the shark and didn't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then there was just like you had Stone Cold, which kind of held the interest of a lot of people. You still had the Undertaker, which was going through some weird phases that I didn't care for. But I don't know. But I would keep an eye on it. I still follow the storylines and everything like that. Like, I kind of knew what everything was. I kind of knew everything that was kind of going on in that era. But then came a guy that sparked the love for wrestling back in my heart. And without this guy, I probably wouldn't have jumped back in so deeply with wrestling. And this guy made his return on Friday night on AEW Rampage. And I'm basically talking about CM Punk. I mean, if you guys are anywhere near the wrestling sphere, I'm talking about CM Punk. Love him or hate him, I love him. And I'm so happy that he made his return. I've been waiting like everybody else for this time and moment. And it was just done so perfectly. Like, just thinking about it right now is already giving me kind of a little bit of the feels, a little bit of the goosebumps. I don't care. Call me trash, whatever. It doesn't matter. Hold on. Let me open up this coffee. Also, not a sponsor, but if you kind of want a really big pick me up, Black Rifle Coffee, guys. This thing does the job. My local gas station attendee put me up on game on this. He's like, "Hey man, you want a real big pick me up, dude? Grab you one of those Black Rifles." And I'll tell you what, dude's not lying. I don't know what happened with the feed there, but hopefully everything was cool. I'm hoping everything caught. But yes, CM Punk, perfect return. This guy left for 7 years, and I understand, because in his promo when he came back, he was like, "I hope you guys understand," and I do understand, because like WWE is infamous for just running rickshaw on all of their employees. I mean, a lot of people turn a blind eye to it, the diehard WWE fans, the WWE stands, like they will just not even care about that whole situation. But like there's a reason why there's a lot of ex WWE stars that are just the way they are. It's because of that industry. Like it runs you bone dry, um, tears your like soul out. Like unless you're like one of the top stars that are just doing whatever they want to do because they have that pull, then you're just gonna be like drilled to the ground. So, and the crazy thing about it is that CM Punk at that time was supposed to be one of those top guys, but he just wasn't getting the recognition or the notice and stuff like that. So he left. He's like, I'm leaving wrestling. It's and then he went and then he went and tried his hand at UFC, and a lot of people gave him flack for that. But I'll tell you what, I kind of agree with CM Punk. Even though he didn't win any of his matches in the UFC, I give credit to the man. He did it. Like he tried it. Like, there's not many of us out here that could go and say like, hey, we went and did it. You know what I'm saying? The guy did it. Yes, he didn't win, but he did it. He trained. He did everything he needed to do to get into that ring. He tried his best. He did it. And now he's like doing movies and stuff like that. And another cool thing is that he's also a horror fan. Like he's a horror movie buff fan. And like what's cooler than that? Like, look at my shirt that I'm wearing. It's all horror movies, you know what I'm saying? Like but the return, he was gone for 7 years. Within all that time that he was gone, he's been saying he's never going to return to wrestling. Somehow Tony Khan, along with the Young Bucks and all the elites, Cody Rhodes and stuff like that, and Kenny Omega, built AEW. And when they did that, there was a lot of like rumors and people speculating that CM Punk will join AEW. All in our hearts of hearts, like we all wanted him to. Like that was the rumor that I kind of wanted it to be true, and came this last Friday. It came to fruition, and it actually came true. But it took a lot of Tony Khan just kind of talking to him and assuring CM Punk that this company, that AEW, this company that Tony Khan is running, is not going to be anything like WWE. And I like that. Now, what he's going to do, I don't know yet. I know his first match is against Darby Allin at All Out, which I am very excited to see. Talk about two different styles, and also CM Punk is like, it's older in age, of course, and wow, I just said his name and I just blanked out. I'm sorry. Darby Allin, I'm sorry. Darby Allin is super young, super fast, and durable. So like, you talking about a mixed match of styles. So I mean, like, I don't know how it's gonna go, but I've never been disappointed at watching a CM Punk match. Even going back to the times where he did his whole run at WWE, even when he got beat up and stuff like that, he'd always put down an entertaining show. And he's also the master of the mic. There's a reason why the things that he was famous for was called the pipe bomb. It's because the guy just knows how to talk. Like he knows how to throw down a good promo. And the promo he did on his return was just like magnificent. It was just like heartfelt. It was real. The way he came out. Let me take you just a little step by step of what happened in the beginning before the show, because I kind of like I dove in and tried to find footage of like what happened through the whole night. Before the show even started, Tony Khan came out and talked to the fans, gave a really heartfelt speech and excited everybody. And then the show starts, and right from the get-go, everyone is just screaming CM Punk, CM Punk. I mean, the whole freaking crowd. And there was like no one in there that was silent. And because you kind of like, you were like, if things would have been crazy if he didn't show up, you know what I'm saying? Like it's that he did, because we were all expecting this and we were all wanted this. And then all of a sudden his music hits, and he got the same music that he's had at WWE, which is crazy because I'm guessing he never sold the rights of that stuff, even like his logo and his name. He never sold the rights of that stuff to WWE, which is kind of a good thing, because a lot of like other talents, they ended up giving it up to WWE. So like when they leave WWE, they have to change their name, they have to use different music and stuff like that. Like, it's a big deal. But it's crazy that he got to keep his actual music, which is it's in living color. I forget the name of the song, but I mean, sorry. Cult of Personality. And so the music hits, crowd goes freaking wild. People are crying, people are happy, people are just going nuts, cheering. Everyone has their phones out filming this thing. He comes out, he kneels at the top of the entrance way, and he's just taking it in. He stands up, he gets ready, he's just getting pumped. I thought he was gonna do the clobbering time. He didn't, which is fine. I'm cool with it. It's not WWE anymore. He do something brand new. He goes up to a guy holding up a sign that says, "If CM Punk shows, we're gonna riot." Hugs that dude, turns around to the other side and runs, books it, and stage dives into the crowd over there. Comes out of the crowd, walks to the ring, hugs another dude, walks to the other side of the ring, hugs. I want to say that might have been his family, just because the embrace was just like a little more personal looking than the other hugs that he gave out. So that could have been family member. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure everybody knows who they are now, except for me. I don't know. I didn't dive too deep into it. You know what I'm saying? Grabs a mic, goes to the ring, gets into the ring. Commercial, comes back. He does his promo, heartfelt promo, calls out Darby Allin, sets up the match for All Out, and then he lets everyone know that everyone gets a free ice cream after the show. And then it's done. That's it. I mean, you don't need more than that. All of that was just enough. Hell, him just showing up was enough. Like, doing any more than that, I think would have been the wrong move to do. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there, they're like, oh, they should have did a switcheroo, like, oh, have someone else come out and on his music and, build some heat and stuff like that, and then have him come and show up or whatever. I think all of that would have been just way too much. I think just handing him the mic, letting him do his thing was just perfect. And he's slated to show up on Dynamite on this Wednesday as well too. So I'm excited to see that. The question is how's he gonna be? I mean, if it's gonna be good or not, it's still left to be seen. Is he too old to be running with the young kids nowadays? Who knows? The thing is, though, I believe with his amount of time that he's been in the ring, there's a lot of knowledge there to be passed on to young kids. So even if he can't really keep up, I really think it'll still be an experience for the young kids to kind of just get in the ring with him and just, learn whatever he has to teach him. I don't know. But either way, this was one of the biggest pops that I've ever heard at a return. One of the most craziest openings to a show. I mean, this was like a return that gave me goosebumps. I don't remember seeing a return that ever really gave me the goosebumps that this one did. I mean, because I loved when the Hardy Boys had their return at the I want to say it was the Royal Rumble, or it might have been SummerSlam. I'm not sure. Or was it WrestleMania? it's all mumble jumbled in my brain right now. I forget. But when the Hardy Boys came back, which was another kind of ruined thing that WWE did, they brought in the Hardy Boys just to break them up again. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, WWE. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Speaking of though, oh wait, before we get into that though, your thoughts, Spider Gabe. What do you think about the return of CM Punk? Okay, good to know. Thanks for your input, dude. I don't know, but okay. Speaking of WWE as well, I mean, speaking of returns and WWE, I felt like they kind of pulled the trigger because CM Punk did his return, and because they just had SummerSlam and they had two big returns as well, which I felt one was better handled than the other. And we're talking about Becky Lynch and Brock Lesnar. Now, I know there's a lot of Becky Lynch fans out there. I mean, I'm a fan of Becky Lynch as well, but just the way they handled that return, I don't know if I agree with it. I mean, I'm like, it's cool that she's back and I'm hyped that she's back. I'm glad that she's back because I felt like the thing was I felt like they have a lot of talent in the women's division in WWE, but they don't know what to do with it. And I felt like they were going in more of a right path when Becky Lynch was around. I don't know if her return is going to help or not, just because like they've been having this talent pool and just hasn't been doing anything with it. I don't know. But not just that too, like Bianca Belair got the belt. And it was like kind of an emotional thing. And everyone was happy that she got the belt. And like it's let her have her run. Let her, because she's a good talent too. She is a talented wrestler, not even a female wrestler. She's a talented wrestler. Let her have her run. To pull the belt away from her like they did just to have a return of Becky Lynch. They could have had the return of Becky Lynch and built to a matchup. They didn't have to have that matchup there at SummerSlam. They could have just had the return. I felt like the return of Becky Lynch is big enough, and then they could have done like a 2-week, 3-week promo, not even promo, just 2-3 weeks worth of matches to build up to a matchup of Becky Lynch and Bianca. But I can already predict what I think they're trying to do here. They're gonna try to do Becky Lynch from SmackDown versus Charlotte Flair from Monday Night Raw because they have Survivor Series coming up, right? I don't know. Like they're always trying to do things like that. And they will screw over any other up and coming talent that's around. That's good. I mean, they've been doing it this whole time with Keith Lee, Ricochet. It's the reason why Malachi Black left. They fired Bray Wyatt, which is like one of the most like kind of creative, one of the most creative characters that they had on the show. Like company, I don't know. I don't want to trash talk WWE too much, but let's just say that disappointed me a lot with a lot of the decisions that they make. But yeah, I think they did that whole return of Becky Lynch. I felt like they handled that badly. Now Brock Lesnar's return, I think they did much better. Because the thing is, they allowed Roman Reigns and John Cena to have their match, finish the match. Roman Reigns wins, of course, because he's the big, gigantic heel that they're all trying to push right now. And then they bring out Brock Lesnar at the end. I mean, perfect timing. That's where he would come back. And they kind of build this, it was a better built storyline, kind of, even though it was a kind of a short thing. They come face to face, meet up, and they show the terror in Paul Heyman's eyes, because now, like, what is Paul Heyman gonna do, right? I mean, he's managing the big guy now, Roman Reigns. He's the champ and everything like that, but his original person that he managed is Brock Lesnar, and he's come back. What the predicament? What does Paul Heyman do? Does he turn his back on Roman Reigns? Does he try to make a peace treaty between Brock Lesnar and Roman? Does he go back with Brock? What does he do? And that's kind of more of the better storytelling there, because then you're stuck there with, like, what's gonna happen, what's the deal, what's the plan, what's gonna happen. You're interested, you're waiting for next Friday now to see what's gonna happen over there. You want to see the whole blow up of the whole situation that happened at SummerSlam. I mean, you kind of already know what's going to happen with Becky Lynch and Bianca now, right? Because I mean, Bianca's going to come back and she's going to be like, yo, I want a rematch, and they're going to, it's like a mess. And it's more kind of unfair, like, I don't know. It's just kind of dumb. But Brock Lesnar's return was good. And there's been a lot of talk, because a lot of, like, these WWE, like, stands out there. They're like, oh, the pop for Becky Lynch and Brock Lesnar's return was just so much bigger and louder than CM Punk's return. I disagree. For one thing, it's just because you're talking about 50,000 people versus 15,000 people. Even still, then I felt like the 15,000 people for CM Punk was way louder than the 50,000 people for Becky Lynch and Brock Lesnar. And the other thing is the CM Punk one was just more organic and real, heartfelt, whereas the SummerSlam returns were, and not just that too. Go watch them side by side and compare. If you watch the SummerSlam returns, really, for me, all I could hear is the commentary table just acting a fool and going berserk and stuff like that. Now you go watch CM Punk's return, and yes, the commentary is there, but they're low, and they're picking their areas to kind of like insert their whatever they're trying to say. But really, if you listen to the whole thing, they have little bit to say, and all the pop and all everything you hear is just the crowd. It's just like, it is just amazing. Like, it's, I don't know. There's something about the CM Punk's return was just way much more powerful. When I saw the Becky Lynch and the Brock Lesnar return, it was still exciting. Yeah. I still perked up and kind of like went, oh my God, like, what's happening here? Like, but I don't think it was better. If anything, it was kind of almost like I saw it coming, just because CM Punk's return was just so crazy. You knew that WWE, even though they've been saying that, oh, we don't watch AEW. Yeah, sure, you don't watch AEW. They had to have an answer for that. And they answered with 2 answers, which, good move on them. I don't think it was really, like, strong enough, but still good move. Because now I'm going to tune into Monday Night Raw, see what happens. Although I don't think, the 2 returns are now back on SmackDown. So I'm going to be tuning in on Friday. I don't even know if I'm even watching Monday then. Because Monday, nothing really crazy, nothing for the Monday Night Raw brand. Nothing crazy happened for them. Yeah, because Bobby Lashley beat Goldberg. Yeah. It's kind of weird that they're kind of like not thinking about their main show stuff, which is Raw. A lot of the better returns and crazier stuff that's happening is for their Friday night show, which is SmackDown. But we'll see. I am now more excited for Wednesdays and Fridays now than I ever have been. Rather than Mondays. I really don't care less for Mondays anymore. But I'll still tune in because it's just the type of mark I am. I've been a wrestling mark ever since. I don't know what are you gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna tune in. It's just to see what happens. It's gonna good times. Good times. Let's check in with Spider Gabe. What's up, guy? What do you got to say about all this? Okay. Weird guy. Good to have you here, though. Good to have you here. Now, sticking on or not sticking on. Move on. Let's move on to some movie stuff. Some good things are coming out. Good things are going on. Eternals. Dropped a trailer. I've been hearing good things about Shang-Chi, which is like making me a little bit more happy because I was not interested in Shang-Chi at all to begin with when they dropped the first few trailers and stuff like that. But I'm hearing rumblings in like the scenes that they had all these pre-showings, and a lot of people are saying that this movie is super good, that it could be like a top 5 Marvel movie runner-upper. So that's made me like a little more happy and just like calm, I guess, because I was really scared about this because like it's one of their martial arts characters, and if you've seen the stuff they've done in the past, a lot of their martial art characters that they tried to put on like TV shows and stuff like that, they just didn't do so well with. I mean, the only one that did really well was the Daredevil TV show, not the movie. The movie was trash. And then Iron Fist was trash, tragically trash. And so I was scared for this one because this is another martial arts kind of style, character. So I'm like, please don't make this trash as well. And now that I've heard that it's very, very good, I could relax a little bit and look forward to this movie. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be coming out in a couple of weeks. Look forward to a review on that because I will watch that and I will review that and I will come back and let you guys know what I really think about it. Excited for that. The one trailer that I want to talk about now is the Ghostbusters trailer. And the reason why I want to talk about this trailer is because I have a lot to say about it. It's because I felt like, and here's the thing, don't get me wrong, because I am all for what they tried to do with that last Ghostbusters that they put out, which I'm talking about the all-female cast Ghostbusters. I'm all for that. Do it, but do it correctly. And I felt like the only reason why that movie didn't work was because the writing team and whoever made that concept up and whoever greenlit that whole concept, they had it all wrong. If you're gonna reboot it or do a sequel to a great franchise like that, do it correctly. Because if you try to do it like how Ghostbusters did it, it's gonna turn into hot garbage. I'm sorry. And I feel bad for the cast that was on that movie because really, I don't blame them. They are just people who got picked to play roles that a dumb director, I don't even know if I could blame the director, but I could blame the writers. So I'm just gonna blame the writers because they're the ones who wrote the story, right? If you're taking a property that's really big, what you either do is you reboot it and you don't even mention the old stuff. That was problem number one. They tried to do kind of this weird reboot, but still kind of like mention the old stuff, but then didn't even acknowledge it at all in the movie, you know? So that was a gigantic big problem. And then they just changed up all of everything, you know? Like it's you just don't do that, especially with something that's that big in everyone's memory of a franchise like that. You just don't do it that way. Now, come to this new trailer. I watched the trailer and it's only the trailer. It's not the movie. So I don't even know if the movie's going to be good. But let me just say that the trailer that I saw for this new Ghostbusters movie, this is how that sequel should have been like, because this one did it correctly. And the other part too is one of the main characters is female. So see, like it's not about sex, it's not about males, females. It doesn't matter who the character is. It could be a female-led character. It could be a female-led cast. It could be an all-female cast. It doesn't matter. The main point is you got to do the story correct. You got to write it right. Acknowledge the past. Acknowledge that it was there, and then you move on, and then you do something new, and you bring in the story, which is what this trailer did perfectly well. It pulled on my heartstrings. It gave me nostalgia. It gave me goosebumps. It showed old characters. It paid tribute to what was there before. It was excellent. Love the trailer. I'm super stoked and excited to see Ghostbusters. So the trailer is basically going off the story of the kids of one of the Ghostbusters. I forget. I saw the trailer a few times, but I just don't remember the names. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's the kids of one of the Ghostbusters, and it follows her because they had to move, or they moved, and now they moved back, I believe. And now the troubles, because the ghosts that were held by the Ghostbusters are still there, and they're about to break out. I'm not sure really what's going on, but let's just say it looks very, very interesting, and not just interesting. It looks like it's gonna be told very well. Everything on there looks great. The storyline looks great, or at least what I'm getting off of the trailer, and yeah. Super excited about it. And I kind of just wanted to get that off my chest right there. That was basically all I kind of wanted to say. Because like when I saw what they did with the last movie, it just kind of made me angry. I don't know why. The thing about it is when people take stuff that I remember and they just like they try to turn it into something else. See, what they could have done with that last movie, instead of calling it Ghostbusters and making it like it was like a sequel or something like that, they could have just called it something else, and the movie would have just been perfect. The movie would have been good as it is. You just call it something else. Don't call it Ghostbusters. But this trailer looks like they're gonna do it correctly. I'm excited to see it. I'm so like it. 10 out of 10 trailer. The trailer for me gets a 10 out of 10 stars. If you guys haven't seen it, go find it on YouTube and check it out. I recommend it highly. It's a very good trailer. Hopefully we get another trailer pretty soon, so we get to see a little bit more, kind of get a little bit more out of what's going to be happening. Just don't show too much, I guess. But I am super hyped now for the movie. I'm super stoked. Like, I'm really, really looking forward to this one. And yeah, word Spider Gabe. Let me know what you think. What do you say? Okay. back to me. Let's get to the next thing. Now, I like doing show reviews, and I was double guessing if I wanted to do this one or not, just because I don't just watch nerdy shows and stuff like that. I sometimes just like to turn off my brain, and there's a show that I've been watching that's been on MTV for the longest now that I love. Like I watch it every season. I follow every season. I kind of know every character, and they always bring in new characters, and then I get to know them, and then so on and so on. If you don't know what I'm talking about The Challenge. And then I was like, screw it. You know what? I geek out about the show, so I'm just going to do the review on the show. And this season is called Spies, Lies, and Allies, I believe. I brought it up here because I needed to know the cast. Spies and Allies. I think it's called Spies and Allies. I'm not even sure, but no, Spies, Lies, and Allies. Yeah, The Challenge. And this is the new season, and I just wanted to get into it. I just want to talk about it. I don't care. I need a place to talk about it, so I'm gonna talk about it here. If you guys hate it, let me know. If you guys like it, I don't know. Keep on following, because I'm gonna just do every other week. I'm gonna do a review on the episodes that I saw. Now we're on episode 2 here, so. First episode is basically the introduction of the cast. You get to meet everyone that's there. You got this new crop of people. You got some veterans, and let me just run through some of the veterans that are there. You have Tori, you got Nani, you got Anissa, you got Ashley, you got Casey, Amanda, Big T, Nelson, Corey, Josh, Kyle, Fessy, and CT, and Devin, and Nam, and then everyone else is rookies. And the crazy thing about this season is, with the rookies, it's like they're not even rookies, because they're bringing in Survivor people. Usually when they bring in new people, it's from MTV shows or shows that are not like The Challenge. But Survivor is so similar to The Challenge, and if not even like more hardcore than The Challenge, that I feel like it's kind of changed up the game a little bit. And the thing is I don't know if I like it or not. I'm gonna watch it all the way through to see if I do like it or not. First episode, they already got rid of like one of the Survivor people, so the vets kind of know what they're doing now. They're shooting for like these survivors because they know for a fact that these Survivor cats are gonna give them a big run for their money. Because for one thing, like endurance and politicking and stuff like that, that's basically Survivor. The only thing is they do it a little bit more hardcore over there on Survivor, whereas The Challenge is a little bit more tame because it's a little more teeny bopper almost, even though a lot of people on the show are not even teens anymore. They're like full grown adults now. But first episode, you kind of get to meet everybody. They bring in the rookies. The rookies have to choose who they want to. It's like a race to get to pick who they get from the vet. So it's like it's a rookie paired up with a vet. They have their challenge, and Anissa and her rookie wins that first competition. The vets are already scheming, which is kind of a good thing. And it was kind of getting my hopes up because a lot of the vets there don't really get along, and I'm hoping like, okay, maybe this season they'll get along. I don't know why I'm even hoping for this, because I kind of know like you kind of see what's gonna you see what's gonna happen from every other season that you ever watched. Like, it's always gonna break apart. Someone's gonna backstab somebody. It always happens, right? But I don't know. I guess it's just maybe just me going like, what would happen if the vets do get along and kind of play together and just like, team up and do their thing, right? And it kind of shows like they're trying that this season. They're like, yo, these survivor cats are here. Let's all team up together and let's try to get rid of all of them. And not just that too, but some of the rookies are just like big, gigantic, yo, like they're sporty as hell, like they're ripped, like they get like push people around, because you have guys on the vets team that they kind of want to play that meathead part, because you got Nelson, you got CT, who's always proven himself. So like he's not even trying to be like a big gigantic meathead. He just is, because that guy just dominates every season that he's on. Um, and then what's the other guy's name? I forget what his name is. Let me see. Oh yeah, Fessy. Fessy's the new big meathead who can't eat anything. That's why he lost last season. Dude, the guy just basically pussied out. He pussied out on last season. Like, he let down his team, his teammate. And the thing is that his teammate twisted her ankle, twisted her ankle, but she was like down to keep on going. And all you have to do is eat nasty stuff, and you bitched out. Yo, that's a bitch move, Fessy. But what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you also got this guy Josh, who's a little bitch, and for some reason I just hate him, because he's just like he's a little simp. The best way to describe it, he's a little simp for whoever. I don't know. It depends, because he's a simp for like a new girl every freaking season. And the guy just like he play, like, he's annoying. I guess that's what it is. He's annoying. He doesn't have a backbone. He tries to play tough. He's like, I'm tough, but he's always crying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. He's crying about this. He's crying about that. He thinks like, like, I don't know. He's like, oh, but I'm loyal to my big brother team and stuff like that. But whatever, bro. Like, you just don't know how to play. He always plays himself out. And if you don't know what I'm trying to, or if you don't get what I'm trying to say, like what I'm trying to say with that is that he tries so hard that he himself is the one who gets him kicked off the show. I think that's what I'm saying. But yeah, dude's annoying. I don't know, but yeah. So, and the crazy thing is they have like a new twist now on this season. So if you get put into elimination, you do the whole, like, fight your way out with a competition at the end. First off, the house chooses who to be put in, and then the winner of that first day competition gets to choose the other people to go compete against them. And then whoever wins, or the loser, goes home right away. But whoever wins, this is the new twist for it, which I kind of like. I dig, because now it kind of keeps everything kind of a little bit fair, and it mixes up everything and makes it hard for you to kind of like do these stupid, like, alliances, because it always happens every season. You always get like these group of alliances and stuff like that, and basically whoever has the biggest amount of people wins. But I feel like with this twist, it kind of like throws a wrench in that whole situation. But the winner of whoever doesn't get eliminated, they get to choose to either stay together as the new team, or they get to choose anybody to become their new teammates, except for the agency, or whoever won that first day competition. It's called the agency. They could choose anybody except for the agency. And then whoever's left, the ones that are left over, also becomes a new team as well. I like it. It's cool. And like I said on the first episode, Michaela, I think it was from Survivor, gets booted off. They compete, and I don't remember where the guy was from, the guy and the girl, what show they're from, but they won. And then we go on to the second episode. And yeah, I'm gonna try to like kind of like I'm kind of basically paraphrasing this review right now, just because like, but I want to try to make it a little bit better moving forward. I'm going to try to have more names. I'll have it all written down and everything. Hopefully, but this is first trial, so I kind of just want to go through it like this. Okay, so a second episode, right? We're getting the second episode, and basically this is just me going like, regurgitating like what I felt, what I'm feeling like when I'm watching it, right? Also, first episode and second episode, two of the people that were there, like, without even being shown what happened or whatever, off the show, gone. I don't know what happened. Hell, I don't even know if I saw them or knew who they were or whatever. But yeah, so two of them gone, replaced by some guy named Ed. He came in, super hyper, like not teacher, but like he seems like a bro, but he's actually really smart because he's an engineer, and super buff as well. Looks like a surfer dude from Texas or something. Like combine the two, and you kind of see what I'm getting at there. And then you also get Amanda, who was the competition winner from last season, who won with CT, and she gets brought in, and she gets put with Josh of all people, and you already see it. Josh starts simping out for Amanda, so like, I don't know. Is it Amanda? I want to say her name was Amanda because she's not on the show list right now. They didn't update her or anything, so I don't know what. I think it's Amanda. But yeah, so those two get brought in, and then second, you get to meet Emmy, and now Emmy was also like doing some stuff on the first episode that was a little questionable too. This girl was kind of weird. I don't remember where she's from actual, but she's like sticking her nose into like business that's not like, I don't know. She's just sticking her nose into other people's business. She's also very loud and emotional and stuff like that. And it's just a little bit annoying. Like if she gets knocked out, I don't mind. But let's just say she didn't get knocked out. The second episode's challenge, they were like, one teammate's in the helicopter, the other one's in a car, and they're throwing bags of stuff to each other, and you have to grab it, put it into a bag, and then race to a finish line. Whoever did it fastest and had the most bags in their packs of bags in their big bag at the end wins. Now Fessy and his teammate wins this one, so now they're the agency, and they don't get to be kicked off or anything like that. They get to sit and chill and stuff. And Josh and the vets, which they're smart, they target one of the biggest new dudes on the show, which is Kels. And when I say the biggest, the dude was pretty big. Like that dude was like humongous, dude. Like, but I mean, I can see where they're coming from, because like if you have a guy like that on the show, he'll probably dominate a lot of the competition that's gonna happen. But here's the thing, though. A lot of big heavy dudes don't do so well on runs, and because that's kind of basically like, when the finals come, that's usually what the finals is basically like a big gigantic endurance race with a lot of like nasty eating and crazy like in between stuff. So it could have been more better to have him around, so that you get to the final and then just like not be able to endure the race. I don't know. But or maybe he does have endurance, and they don't want to take a chance on it. Who knows though? But let's just say they targeted this guy Kels, and they pulled it off. The only thing that bothered the heck out of me with this is because Josh was the front man of this whole setup, and it was just annoying to watch Josh like get his like victory, man. I don't know. Like the guy bugs the shit out of me. I don't know why, but he just does, especially when he gets a win. because he like plays it like just the way he plays it, like it's so annoying. I don't know. So and it was basically like Josh and Fessy kind of like master planning that whole thing out. So, and the thing is, they're planning like, rookies taking out all the big gigantic, or not rookies, man. The vets are taking out all the big gigantic rookies, because let's just say there's a lot of big gigantic rookies in the show. But um, but yeah, and so they get rid of Kels. They put him against Ed and Emmy. And then Emmy was just causing a big gigantic scene during that the elimination competition. She's doing this like crazy scene. I'm just like, oh my god, I know. Like in ways I was like, yo, Kels, I hope you win, because like you can get rid of this crazy lady right now. Like, I don't know, but she wins though with the help of Ed, the new guy, and with that, Ed chooses a new partner as well as Emmy. The crazy thing is these girls are choosing Devin of all people to be their new partner. Now, I don't know what that is. I think they might be smart and know that Devin is kind of part of this vet mastermind, and that if they get with Devin, they'll be safe from elimination, most likely, because whoever is with Devin is not getting picked to go into elimination. So that might be the play that these girls are going on, but it's weird that they're always choosing Devin as their partner. Because as smart as Devin is, he's just not the physical specimen that would be doing well in a lot of these challenges. So I don't know why they're choosing Devin when there's like much more viable picks as a teammate. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's strange. It boggles my mind. Who knows? If you guys figure it out, let me know, because I want to know why. I don't get it. Like, why is Devin the popular dude now? I mean, like, I get it. He's a funny dude, smart, do puzzles and stuff like that. But I don't know. But yeah. And then that, right there concludes Ed I think picks Tori, because Tori is just a freaking monster when it comes to these challenges. Her and Casey, I would say, like, if I was one of the dudes and I won one of the elimination competitions, I would go for either Casey or Tori. Tori being probably the main pick, because Casey, we saw that even though she is strong, she gets too dangerous, and I think that's why she like twisted her ankle towards the finals there on last season. Just my opinion. I'm not stating any facts or anything. That's just what that's what I think. But Tori is the safer big pick. And because a lot of other girls that are there are just like, they're new to the game, so you don't know how well they're gonna do. If not that, they're just too crazy to be partners with, because there's a lot of, let's just say there's like 3 or 4 girls from the vets team that are there this season, infamous for going nuts and being crazy. So yeah, like, small few picks of who's gonna do well and who's good to play the competition with. And then that's that. I don't know. Let me know if you guys like that, because I like talking about stuff that I like watching and stuff like that. So that's what I'm gonna do. Next episode, I'm probably gonna do an update of everything that's happening, because I know I have some deadlines to try to meet and stuff like that. So we'll see where we get and see if I even meet those deadlines, because I think I might be missing a few of those deadlines and just making new deadlines to hit. Because even though I'm gonna miss it, I don't ever want to say I failed at it. I just want to say I moved it, and I'm still gonna complete everything, which I'm talking about are my new NFTs and the ready to print, direct to print store and stuff like that. So those 2 things are still in the plan. So don't think I forgot about it. I'm still focused and targeted on it. The only thing is the finish dates might move and stuff like that. Direct to print store, I do definitely want to get done before October. So I'm still thinking I'm still going to meet that target. New NFTs might take a little bit longer, because I'm actually planning on I'm actually doing some animation work with it, and it's a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be, so it's gonna take me a little bit longer. And yeah, I think that's it. So with that said, from me and Spider Gabe, you want to say any words before we leave? Okay, then. So from me and Spider Gabe, it was nice to see you guys. Thank you so much. Please don't forget, hit that like and subscribe. Tell a friend. We're still trying to get to 100 subscribers. And with all of that said, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys all on the next episode.